What's popping? What's going on? What's going on? What's good? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this live, it's my first time doing this TikTok live. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what's popping out here in these TikTok streets. But yeah, I wanted to talk about how weak men are to blame for basically all the relationship problems. You understand? So a lot of relationship problems happen because of weak guys. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, it's weak dudes who are going to ruin this shit. What up? What up? So what do I mean by weak guys that are blamed for all the relationship problems, right? What you have to understand is that a lot of guys complain about modern women and today's women, and women are, fucked up and all this other stuff. What you got to understand is that the reason why you guys have issues in dating, and also the reason why women have issues in dating, is because a lot of women choose weak guys. You understand what I'm saying? See, in a relationship, somebody has to submit to somebody else. Either the man is going to submit to the woman or the woman is going to submit to the man. You understand what I'm saying? The best situation is when a woman is submitting to the man. If a woman has a man submitting to her, she's dating a weak guy. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. But shout out to everybody that's watching. So if a woman is dating a guy and the guy is submitting to her, that guy is weak. You understand what I'm saying? That guy's weak. So you got to understand that if you are a dude who is out here, submitting to women, you're going to be having issues in your dating life, because what happens is that if you submit to women, you're a weak motherfucker. What up, Alexander? What's popping, bro? Like, that's weakness. And so the thing is this, right? Like I said, somebody has to submit to somebody else. So, for example, a lot of you guys out there, if you say to a girl, hey, let's go get drinks, let's go out to, to get coffee or whatever it is, and she says, nah, I don't really want to do that. Can we go to dinner instead? You understand? And then what will happen is that if you go to dinner with that girl after you told her, let's get drinks, that means you've submitted to her. And that means you're a weak man because you're following a woman. You see what I'm saying? Anytime you follow a woman, that means you're weak. And anytime a woman is dating a guy who will follow her, she's also weak. You see what I'm saying? Because what she's doing is that she's allowing herself to only deal with a guy who's going to deal with her on her terms, which means that she's leading him, which means that she's not strong enough to find a man to follow. It's that simple. So any of you ladies out there watching, if you consciously and purposely choose guys who are weak, that means you're weak also. You understand what I'm saying? Let me say it again. If a woman chooses a man who's weak, meaning a man who's going to follow her, that woman is also weak. Because what she wants is a guy that she can control. Right? So so for any of you ladies watching, if I was to hit you up and say, hey, let's go out and get drinks, and then you say, no, Locario, I want you to take me out to dinner, and I take you out to dinner based on you saying that, that means I'm following you, and that means I'm weak. But you're also weak for dealing with a guy like me if that's what it is. You understand? You said, is voicing your opinion on a voicemail weak in your eye? What do you mean voicing your opinion? What do you mean by that? You talking about hitting a girl up and doing a voicemail and telling her your opinion? You don't need to tell women your opinion. You just tell women what you want them to do. You say, hey, I want you to meet me Friday to do this. Or, hey, I want you to come over to my place. You don't need to voice your opinion to women. For what? That makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? The only thing you need to tell women or talk to women about is when we meet in to go on a date, and when we gonna have sex. That's it. All that other extra stuff, when you're in the stage of y'all are just like sort of getting together, you don't need to ask a woman a bunch of questions and talk to her on the phone for hours and shit like that. And unfortunately, what happens is that you said losing your temper over the phone on a voicemail. Yeah, that's absolutely weak. You understand what I'm saying? That's weak. And so I titled this that, weak men are to blame. So every relationship problem that is happening right now in society is men's fault. Period. Period. A lot of guys complain like, yo, these women are gold diggers. Really? Who gave them the gold? You guys gave them the gold. Any complaint you have about women is your fault as a man. It's that simple. Because you allow women to basically, you know what I'm saying? Like do whatever they want. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, I think we were trying to get some people, a few people's trying to get on here. Let me try to get some people on here. This is my first time doing this shit, so I'm trying to figure all this shit out. What's going on, Alexander? What's popping, man?
Yo, what's good, bro? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you in the little square.
Oh, okay. What's going on with you, man? I can't tell if you can see me or not on this bitch, but
No, I can hear you, but I can't see. I just see your avatar and shit. What's going on, bro?
shit, nothing much, man. I like the topic. You said that weak men follow women and weak women allow men to follow them, correct?
Right, exactly. So if a woman is dealing with a guy and she knows that she is getting him to follow her, then that woman is basically weak.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And the guy is weak for allowing, the woman to. He's weak for following that woman, basically.
Right, absolutely. The
You know what
funny
I'm
part,
saying?
man, is that like girls will sit there and like ask men to change their plans and to like, conform to what she wants. And when he does that shit, she gets turned off. And so she'll leave that man, she'll play him or whatever and get with the guy who won't do that. And she'll wonder why
Right.
she's even like that. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the problem with a lot of guys today is that you hear a lot of guys complaining on the internet. They're like, yo, these women are messed up. These women are crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And, how do I invite these people? I don't understand how to do this shit. Oh, yeah, you got to do that. Okay. I'm like new on this TikTok shit. I'm trying to figure this shit out. But a lot of times what happens is that you have guys out there, right, who, because they want sex so bad, they're willing to follow the woman.
Right.
So they're willing to do anything the woman says. And what happens is that women will take advantage of that because they know they got a sucker. They're like, this dude is a sucker. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, basically like just allow him to. Saying, oh, here we go. Hold on, I see Anita in the building. Anita, what's going on? How you been?
What's going on?
That's good with you. How's everything?
Everything is great. It's always a pleasure to see you. And it's fun.
I
I see your videos, but to see you live, I was like, I got to get on.
Yeah, I was like, let me try this TikTok live shit, see how this shit is. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's going on with you? How you been?
Good. We have to talk privately.
Uh-oh. Is there some crazy shit going on? You got to talk about some crazy shit going on?
Shit went crazy left at GoPro. Shit went crazy left.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know how to say this.
Don't say nothing illegal. If it's,
I'm not. That's what I'm trying to filter myself.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess the person, people show you who they are, and I saw who they was when we was back out in Jersey City. And
wait, save that for later. Yeah, hit me on the back end for that one.
I told you.
Hit me on the back end for that one. So let me ask you: Are you are you dealing with weak guys? Do you date weak men, like guys who follow everything you do? So everything you say?
that I wouldn't have it depends. It depends on the situation. I like people to be autonomous. I want you to do what you want to do. If I ask you to respect me, if I ask you to not do something because I find it offensive and you continue to do it, then it's time for me to move on. But I can't even find people who can have a decent conversation. Somebody hit me up I'm on Black, and somebody hit me up and he said, "Hey, have you ever dealt with a Capricorn before?" That was he said hello. I said hello. He said, "Have you ever dealt with a Capricorn before?" And I said, "Well, you know what? I'm looking for a conversation that goes a little deeper than that."
Oh my God. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. So first of all, I don't know why he asked you if you're a Capricorn. That's some bullshit. But and I want some ladies to come up and talk about this, some guys too. See, I want guys to understand, anytime a woman is questioning, what you're saying and doing, unless you're doing something totally ridiculous, like you said, if a guy is stupid enough to ask you to do something crazy or insane, that makes sense. But if a guy's saying, "Hey, let's meet up Friday evening," and then if you say, "Hey, well, listen, I don't appreciate you talking to me like this. You should get to know me first," and all that other stuff. Once you say that to a guy and he says, "Okay, Anita, I'm going to get to know you," he's weak. Period. Okay. He's weak. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is and unfortunately, a lot of women like to date weak guys because it makes it easier for y'all to navigate, because that's not the guy you're that into. So he's safe. You're like, well, he's safe. I can get him to take me out to dinner, pay my rent, get my nails done, all of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so a lot of these guys will do that because they're so concerned with getting sex, unfortunately.
So I think I move a little bit differently than some of these other women. Like, get my nails done, get my hair done. I don't want you spending absolutely no money on me until I know that I'm interested in you. And yeah, so my rent is taken care of, my car note is taken care of. I don't need any of those things for you to step up and do for me. And I think men who spend money on women, in one of these mommy groups that I'm in, this girl listen, both of them were fools, but at the end of the day, he had took her out on 3 dates, and she wanted to, thank him by taking him out on a date. And she went out and she bought him cologne, and the date was $450, and she had a coupon. Like, she went there. This is a regular a restaurant she frequents a lot. So she had a birthday coupon, and it was $20 off your next meal. And the meal was $400, and she paid for the meal plus gave the waitress the coupon. And he called her a weak bitch. Like, you weak. What? You got this coupon.
Wait. So wait, did he smash?
No, because, well, she didn't say all of that. I don't know, but after that comment, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I don't spend $400, $250 on cologne, and then you want to tell me I'm a weak bitch because I used a coupon? Sir, to the left. Both of
them is weird.
Both of them were weird. Absolutely.
This is the thing, though, and I try to get guys to understand this is very important. When you guys are out here talking to women, interacting with them, going out and stuff, you guys have to see if a woman is sexually interested in you. If a woman is not showing sexual interest, then you're wasting your time, because sometimes women will hang out with you, go on dates, interact with you, but they don't have sexual interest in you. Then you may have sexual interest in her, but she doesn't have sexual interest in you, so you're wasting your time. So that guy, he went out on 3 dates, and this is what happens when you don't have game. When you don't have game, you don't know what to look for. When you don't have game, you don't know how to figure out, is this woman interested in me sexually, so that I can continue and not waste time? Because a lot of times what happens is, you guys, when you're talking to these women, you're interested in her sexually to some extent if you've saw how she looked, you've been talking to her, you've been interacting with her, you're like, yeah, I'm actually sexually attracted to this woman, I want to have sex with her. So if you know you want to have sex with her, you need to find out if she wants to have sex with you. Guys think that just because a woman is on a date with them, that means that she is interested in him sexually. She could just be interested in him for attention. And so that's what I get. I try to get guys to understand this, and unfortunately, this is why you have so many guys in sexless marriages, sexless relationships, because they've hung out, went out, dated, courted women who don't like them sexually. So that's basically usually what happens, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, it happens. I really like. I get, spending money, going out on a few dates, but I think there should be for men anyway, going out on the amount of money they spend when getting to know a woman. They shouldn't be spending $400 or $500 on a meal. You're a sucker if you're doing
Oh,
that.
hell no. Listen, a first date should be less than $20. You see what I'm saying? If you take a woman on a first date, less than $20.
We talked about this before. I don't have a problem going out with somebody. I have been to those. I forgot what restaurant. It's like 2 for $22 or something like that. I've done those dates, and you even convinced me at some point where a park date is good. A bottle of water is good. You walking through the park. I live in Harlem, so I would go over to the Harlem Pier and have a date there in the summer. That's cash free. I get to know you that way. To see, we sit down, we chat, and we figuring each other out. I'll know then if there's gonna be a second date. If I'm not vibing with you and you are off putting on that first meetup, then no, save your money. You're good.
Right. No, I feel you on that, man. I feel you. But the thing is, like, a lot of guys be spending a bunch of money on dates, and they don't even know if this girl is interested in them. I think guys forget that women will go on a date with you just to pass the time. They're not really interested. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I tell guys you got to figure out if a woman is interested. You know what I'm saying? So me, I tell guys, keep the first date cheap. That shit should be under $20. If you're spending more than $20, you're doing a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Now, some guys will stretch it to like $40. More than $20, you're doing. That's how I look at it. Because why are you spending all this money on someone that you don't even know is interested in you sexually or really is into you? It doesn't make any sense. The first date is to fill the person out. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad though. A lot of guys get played. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. When I came into the chat, you were saying that women will, hang out with you, but they're not sexually interested in you. And I think you don't got to be pushy to figure that out, but you shouldn't be on 3 or 4 dates and you haven't figured out if she's sexually attracted to you. You're the sucker.
Yeah, well, the first date, you should figure out if she's sexually attracted to you. Like, for example, I tell guys that they should flirt and build sexual tension on the first date. Now, if the girl is not sexually interested in him on that first date, he should never call her again. Don't try to go out a second time. So I even tell guys, listen, kissing should happen on the first date. If you are flirting with a girl and you're going for a kiss, or you tell her, hey, tell her to kiss you, whatever it is like that. If she doesn't kiss you, that situation needs to be over. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if a girl does not kiss you on a first date, this should not be a second. You understand what I'm saying? Like, delete her number, it's over. Because what happens is that's showing that she doesn't have sexual interest in you. What women will say is they're like, oh, but I don't really know him like that, and no, that's a bunch of nonsense. That same woman is going to kiss another guy on the first date. The one that says she doesn't do that type of stuff who needs to get a note. So it's like, guys have to stop, falling for the nonsense. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So what's your thoughts on this, Alexander? What's popping with you, man?
Shit, man. If a girl doesn't kiss me on the first date, there is no second date, even if she asks for it. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
not happening, bro. Like, there was this one time, right? I went out on a date with this girl. I met her at the store or whatever. And we kicked it. We had a good, I think we had a great time, right? And I was like, come here, baby, let me feel your lips, right? And she was like, oh, no, that's too soon, next time, and all this other shit. But she failed to realize, she forgot that she told me that the last guy that she went on a date with on the first night, she fucked that guy.
Exactly.
Hold on. You slept with that dude the first night, but you won't even kiss me on this first date? the fuck out of here. So then she hit me up like, hey, like, when's the next time? And I'm like, there is no next time. Didn't say anything to her. Right. I'm like, come on, that's crazy. Like, you're not gonna play me. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's exactly the weird shit that happens. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? That's the weird shit that happens with a lot of situations where these guys, they don't know that the woman is not attracted to them. They think this is normal for a woman to be like, oh, I don't want, let's wait and let's get to that's code for I'm not interested, but I want more attention. You understand what I'm saying? That's code for I'm not really feeling you, but I want you to take me out more, spend more money on me, and hang out with me. So this is why I tell guys, listen, you need to find out if a woman is sexually attracted to you immediately. And if she's not, then you have to cut that off immediately. It's that simple. See, women, and again, this is what I was talking about with the topic of this live when I said that weak men are to blame. Weak men allow women to run the show. Right. And if you allow a woman to run the show in your relationship, you're weak. And it just is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Because a strong woman can only benefit off a strong man. And a strong man is someone she has to follow. But most women don't have enough game to follow a strong man. You see what I'm saying? So they choose weakness. So if a woman chooses a guy who's weak, that's why it makes her also weak. You see what I'm saying? So if a woman is like, if a woman says, if a guy says, hey, I want you to do A, B, and C. And the woman says, well, I ain't doing A, B, and C. I ain't with all that, right? What happens is that if that guy says, okay, you ain't got to do A, B, and C, but let's do X, Y, and Z. And she says, yeah, okay, I want to do X, Y, and Z. That guy is weak, and she's also weak for continuing to deal with him. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, she's weak for, first of all, choosing or engaging with a man who she's not really interested in, because women only are, they are resistant to men they're not really feeling. So if you tell a woman, hey, do this, and she refuses to do it, that means she's not interested in you. But if she continues to deal with you, that means she's making a conscious decision to use you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's what guys don't understand. Right. You know what I mean?
This shit's crazy because, like, what I tell guys and what guys will realize as they deal with more girls in their life is that the more a woman tries to dictate shit, the less she likes you. The more that she requires of you, especially on the first date, the less she wants you. So, for example, if you say to a woman, hey, listen, let's go to the park, on the first date, I'll bring us a blanket and 2 bottles of water, we'll have a good time. And then she says to you, oh, to be honest, I'd rather go go-kart racing. The thing is this, right? It's not about the thing you're doing. It's about you two being there together. So if she gives a fuck about the go-kart racing over you, then it's not about you. It's about the go-kart racing.
Exactly.
Whenever a girl tries to redirect the date or like tries to make it a different thing than what you suggested, unless it's like, if you say, let's go to sushi and she's allergic to sushi, that's one thing. But if you're talking about, oh, let's go to the park, she's like, nah, I want dinner or nothing, then give that bitch nothing. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, it's not going to benefit you or her to go out with it. Well, it'll benefit her for sure, but it won't benefit you. You see?
That's a fact. What up, Leak? What's going on? What's poppin' with you, man?
Yo, salute, Lucario. Salute, man.
What's going on with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. I just got out of work.
What's up? That's what's up. Yeah, so we talking about how weak men are to blame for all dating and relationship issues. Because since men lead, right, anything that happens under the leadership is the fault of the man. So anything men are complaining about when it comes to women, it's the man's fault. So men can't, women got to be held accountable. Women, all these guys on the internet blaming women need to look in the mirror and realize that everything a woman is doing is because a man allowed her to do it. It's that simple.
Right. No, I remember, I forgot who said it on, I think it was on one of your documentaries. You said, I think it was, it begins and ends with the man.
Oh yeah, that's EO. Shout out to EO. EO talks about that.
Yeah.
Where, and that's what it is. It does begin and end with the man. So again, this is what happens when, a man allows a woman in his life, and then he then complains about what happened with the woman. It's like, bro, you allowed her in your life. Because like this is what happens. Some guys will meet a girl, and the first time they meet the girl, she is very disrespectful to him. but
Right.
because she's attractive physically, he allows the disrespect. And then so he still dates her, he still hangs out with her, he still spends money on her, he still takes her out, does all these things. And then when she plays him, then he complains. Then it's the woman's fault. And it's like, bro, you saw this from the first day that you shouldn't have been dealing with her. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And that definitely happened to me, early when I was getting into the game. I've had chicks like show up late on dates and I didn't check the behavior. I've had chicks that didn't want to kiss me on the first date and I still, continue to take them on more dates, didn't get the kiss out of them. And then when I started realizing, it really begins to end with me. And as soon as the chick wasn't trying to kiss me, I basically started just started getting used to that. Like, you talked about how you gotta get used to charging chicks to the game, and that's just what comes with it. Because if you don't, then you just gonna keep on getting frustrated and keep on banging your head against that wall. So you're definitely right about that.
Yes, that's what I tell guys. I'm like, listen, you guys gotta because look, even with me, back in the day, I used to get into a whole bunch of nonsense and be frustrated because I was always allowing women to do whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I thought the girl was cute or whatever, and so once I realized I allowed all the stuff I was complaining about to happen, but most guys don't want to admit to that or see that, and also most women don't want to admit that they use guys. So women use guys like crazy, but it's because the guys allow them to use them. But what happens is that a woman, what she knows is that she will never be really fully attracted to a guy that she's using because she sees he's weak. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Macario, do you think one of the main reasons guys allow themselves to be used by women is because they actually think, the women, they're above lying or being disingenuous? I think that's one of the big problems. They believe what the women are telling them.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. So what happens is society has conditioned a lot of men to believe that a woman can do no wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happens is that when you believe that a woman can do no wrong, then what happens is that you allow any woman to be in your situation because you don't believe that a woman would actually do something crazy or lie or manipulate or try to play you. You see what I'm saying? And so then you end up getting played because you believe that nonsense. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I was definitely on that shit. I used to give women the benefit of the doubt, especially if it's in the first meeting, I haven't met you and you say some stuff that just doesn't sound right or just sounds like a complete inconvenience to me. I'm gonna assume you lying off the bat, and I just the situation.
Yeah, so that's the type of shit that'll happen sometimes. Is that a lot of guys are conditioned, which is why we allow things to happen, but which is why it's our fault. Because we have to get out of that conditioning. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times guys don't know this because they just don't. Or what happens is that they're so conditioned that they believe in things like, I got to court a woman. You know what I'm saying? They believe that they have to bend over backwards for a woman. They believe that if they're in a relationship with a woman, that they're equal to the woman. That's a lot of things. A lot of issues come with men thinking that men and women are equal, or even women thinking men and women are equal, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of people don't want to understand that because the thing is, like I said earlier, somebody has to submit to somebody else. Exactly. Every relationship that you see is somebody submitting to somebody else. Period. There is no relation, even if a person's no, we're equal partners. No, if you look closely, somebody's leading and somebody's following. That's basically what it is for all relationships. I don't care if it's gay, straight, whatever. It's somebody leading, somebody following. So if you're a man and you are following a woman, you are weak. What up, Boué, what's popping? If you are a woman and you are allowing a guy to follow you, the woman is also weak. If a woman follows a man who's a leader, she's a strong woman. A man who leads is a strong man. That's basically how it works. You know what I'm saying?
And and to bring to your point about leading, you recently Yeah, you recently made a live stream about attention doesn't mean you're gonna get sex, correct?
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah, and to bring to that point, a couple of weeks ago, I had matched with a chick on a dating app, and like the day we were supposed to meet, I was on my way there, and as soon as I was like driving my car with her, she talking about some, oh, I just got a flat tire and I'm not close. Like initially, like when I was like starting the game, I would have believed her. But like I was kind of made the mistake of double texting her, checking if she was okay, and like it was like 24 hours later, and I still haven't got a text back for her. So I don't know whether she's lying or not, but like I'm just assuming that she was capping because like that's just crazy.
Yeah, most of the time when women flake, they're BSing.
Right.
Which is why you shouldn't really take a situation back. So like if it's a girl that you've been seeing for a long time, like let's say if a girl you've been seeing for like 8 months or something, and let's say she flakes one day because something came up, usually she might be telling the truth because y'all been rocking together for a while. If it's a new girl and she flakes, then she's BSing you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of times what happens is this is how women operate. They'll say yes to a date with you, knowing that they're not really that interested in you. Then what happens is another guy comes along or another situation comes along that they feel like they would have more fun in that situation, right? And they will, if that situation arises, they'll flake on you. And they'll give you an excuse. So let's say you're supposed to see a girl on Friday, and another guy hit her up Wednesday and said, "Hey, I want to see you Friday." So then she's gonna call you, or this is the thing, she might not even call you. She just wasn't gonna show up. But if you call her or text her to say, "Yo, we still on?" She gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm sorry I had to work late. I'm sorry my friend came into town and you know my mom dropped in by just automatically." So women will say all these things, when they are flaking on you, but most of it is lies. So this is why you shouldn't even bother if a chick flakes on you. You got to just keep that shit pushing.
Right, and it just like definitely opened my eyes to like the whole indoctrination of women can do no wrong. Because like that chick was definitely lying. She ain't getting no flat tire. She was in her bed texting me, thinking about what life is. Yeah, I mean it's exactly. Like, I don't know if you but like but that shit crazy though, dog.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times, what happens is that if a woman is interested in seeing you, right? And let's say she's supposed to see you at the end of the week. A lot of times she's thinking about you during the week, or she might even text you during the week because she's thinking about you so much or whatever, right? So, but if she just has you kind of there and she's like, listen, if nothing comes up, I'll go see the guy. That's usually the type of girls that's going to flake.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And what happens is that women do this because they're used to dealing with weak men.
Right.
That will continue to deal with them even though they're flaky or they're all over the place.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is because there's an abundance of weak men, women will continue to do this over and over again. Because you got to think about this. If this if women generally don't have a problem or an issue getting men's attention, why is it women generally have a hard time getting a man? You see what I'm saying? So if women generally have a hard time getting a man, what does that tell you? That tells you that most women don't know how to choose a good dude or choose a guy correctly. And the reason why most women don't know how to choose a guy correctly is because women generally have weak game. Because in order for a woman to find a quality dude, she has to have tight game, which means that she has to find a man to follow.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And so what most women have weak game. So what they do is that they find losers. They find guys who don't actually have game. They find guys who are desperate. They find guys who are, insecure. And then they go in that direction, which is why they'll, talk to a bunch of different guys. And then when it comes time to meet up, they just flake because they're like, fuck it, I don't care about this guy. He's a loser. I'm just going to flake on him. But then what happens is that she never gets to the point where she can actually attract a guy she's really attracted to.
Right.
And those guys who she's really attracted to just have sex with her and then keep it moving.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yo,
It's terrible.
That's just wild. Hey, you know what's funny? Like most guys, they'll realize this, that women are lying when they're flaking. When they come across a girl who actually likes them a lot and she flakes on another guy for him. So like I'll be in a situation with a girl and he'll talk to her and she'll like spill her secrets or whatever. He'll get her to talk. And then he'll realize like, hold on, this girl really just lied to this other guy to come and fuck with me.
Right.
And so that's when he'll realize that's the reality of how women operate and that they're most likely lying to you if it's in the beginning, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've
had that happen too many times where I was on a date with this girl and she came back to my crib, whatever. We're in the bed, naked. Her phone's blowing up. And it was a dude who she was supposed to see that night, but she's in my bed. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. So this is what I'm telling you guys is that, you know, don't waste time on women who's not into you. It's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying?
Is it? And I also want to ask, I always just want to look at it from this perspective. Sometimes women flake because they're intimidated, or is that like because she thinks you're a loser, that's why she flakes?
Yeah, so sometimes what'll happen is that a woman may feel, and this is more in rare cases, like a woman may feel within that moment. They actually showed this in there's a movie called The Substance that you guys should watch with Demi Moore. And there's a scene where she's supposed to go out with this dude, and then she flakes on him because she's not feeling sexy enough or whatever it is like that. So sometimes that'll happen where a woman's not in that mood because for whatever reason she's not feeling this way, and then sometimes she'll flake on a guy because of that. A lot of times, you know, when it comes to intimidation, though, women don't necessarily flake on guys because of intimidation necessarily. They flake on guys because they're not interested, or like I said, they're just not feeling up to par to even go out and, you know, do anything. Because this is the thing, women will flake on their girlfriends. This is how, listen, because guys flake too, but women will flake on their girlfriends. Like, you know, my girl, she tells me like she was supposed to meet up with one of her friends the other day that she haven't seen in a while, and her friend flaked on her twice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? The last 2 times they were supposed to hang out, her friend flaked on her, and one of the times was, I just wasn't feeling well, and I just wasn't feeling good, and I just don't. So it's the feelings that cause the flakiness, because generally women don't go based on what they said; they go based on what they feel. Right. So even though they said to you, "I'm gonna meet you," when it comes time to meeting you, it depends on how they feel. And then they'll tell you it's going really out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I do what you guys tell me to do as far as like the online dating stuff. And I ain't gonna say everything here, but I follow like you guys' advice to a T. And most of the time, like I get women out, and every now and then I get a flake. So I just want to make sure I'm doing the correct thing. And I'm not
Yeah, all you got to do is hit her up, set up a date, and then confirm the date.
Right.
If she flakes, that's on her. This is the thing.
Right.
You don't necessarily understand that, like, there are times where you could do something to encourage a girl to flake. Like, let's say if you set up a date, but you calling her 10 times a day and being needy, then yeah, she'll flake on you because she's like, this dude's a weirdo. But if you just set a date for this weekend and then Saturday, 8 o'clock, and then you hit her up Saturday morning, you say, hey, you still on for tonight at 8? And then either she's going to say yes or no or whatever it is. Now, if she says yes, yeah, you go and see her. If she's like, oh, but something came up, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 that's her flaking. But you can't control that. That's just, it just is what it is. But once she does that, then you just keep it moving. You just talk to another woman. You see what I'm saying?
Can I put something out there to Malik? So y'all set up a date. On Monday, y'all set up a date. Y'all say you're going to hook up on Saturday. If you wait until Saturday morning to see if y'all still on, she's likely to flake. Hit her up on Thursday, hit her up on Friday, because then if she's really interested, she got to get her ducks in a row. And if you wait until Saturday morning to say, are we still on, she may not have had time to get her nails done. She may not have had time to get her hair done. But if you give her a 2-day buffer, like, yo, I'm just checking in, and Lucario is right about that. constant calling, texting, that should get mad old to me real quickly. I feel like I'm not a phone person, so if you texting and calling me, I'm be like, listen, dude, you need somebody who matches your energy. But yeah.
Yeah, you need somebody as needy as needy.
I would say that you could do Friday. You can hit her up Friday and Saturday. Or you hit her up Saturday. Either way, what I'm saying is don't be calling her during the week just to chit chat and all that other shit. But you definitely need to hit her up to confirm. But all the calling back and forth is irrelevant. And I always tell guys this. The reason why that's irrelevant is this, is because if you talk to a girl all week and they're not supposed to meet up Saturday and she flakes, that means you wasted a week talking. You understand? When you could be doing a bunch of other shit. Right? Now, if you talk to her all week and she still meets up with you Saturday, you still wasted a week talking because she was going to meet you Saturday anyway. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that all talking during the week does is waste your time. Because if she actually wants to see you, she's going to see. I remember I had a girl where I hit her up on Tinder or one of these joints, and she was just leaving the country for a while. So she said, I'm going to be back in like 2 weeks. So I said, cool. I said, let's make a date now, though. Let's set a day and time. So I said, listen, when you come back on the 13th, we'll meet up and we'll go get a drink, right? So what happened was I hit her back on the 12th. And I said, yo, what's up? Are you still free for tomorrow the 13th? She said, yeah. And we got together and we did what we do. So for 2.5, almost 3 weeks, I didn't text this girl to call her, nothing. I just hit her up the day before and confirmed. And that was it. And see, the thing is that if she's interested, you don't have to do more talking. You see what I'm saying? More talking is only for guys she's not interested in, which is why she says, let's get to know each other more. Let's talk more. Let's do it. She's saying that to the guy she's not really interested in because she wants more attention. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. What up, Satoru? Satoru, what's going on? That's the thing. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy about the whole texting thing? Like, I'll tell a guy, hey, listen, set up the date and then don't say shit to her until the day before the day of the day to confirm it, right? And he'll say, oh, well, what if she wants to talk to me? What if she's asking me questions? I'm like, that should be a red flag and cut that shit off, because the more that a girl wants to talk to you, even when she's inviting that shit, seeming like she wants you, that's not actually what that means, dumbass. But you think so you get into the conversation, and then she does end up fucking flaking on you, then you're pissed off, you're upset, you're wondering why that's the case, and that's exactly why. It's because you keep talking to this damn girl, she loses that mystery factor, and you're sitting there with nothing, you're left out in the cold. And so, you know.
And the thing is, a lot of times what happens is if a girl contacts you, you can respond to her, but you have to cut that off quickly. So if she hits you up, hey, how's your day? Oh, my day's great. How's your day? Like, oh, my day's good, just on my way to work. Awesome. Listen, looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. You have a good rest of your day. And you stop talking.
Right. Yeah, there was this one time I was talking to this girl, right? I got her number and we were supposed to set up, hang out like a few days later or some shit. And then she tried having a conversation further along. And I was like, hey, listen, like, to be honest, I have a lot of questions to ask you too. When I see you, you can ask me whatever the fuck you want, baby. I promise you that. And she was like, oh, to be honest, like, that's kind of weird to me. I'd rather get to know you, this, and that. I was like, okay, cool. Well, listen, like, we don't got to hang out. It's all good. Like, you know, you take care and see you later. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and do that because I know what the fuck you're doing. If you're going to flake on me now for not talking to you, then you're definitely going to flake on me if I do talk to you. So it's like, either way, it just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, man, I tell a lot of guys, it's very, guys make it more difficult for themselves when they acquiesce to what women want specifically. So a lot of times what happens is a woman has demands on a guy when she's not that interested in it. Because what happens is a guy has to make up for what she's not interested in. So what that means is that if a woman tells you, hey, I need you to send me $20 cash app to get my nails done or whatever the hell it is, what she's essentially saying is, I need you to pay or give money to make up for what I don't like about you. Because when a woman likes you, you don't have to do anything but be there and be yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to do nothing. So a lot of times guys don't understand that. They think that they're supposed to send women cash apps. They're supposed to take women out on multiple dates. They're supposed to take women on an expensive restaurant. They're supposed to court, and you don't even got to do none of that. The issue is that women expect that or demand that from weak men, guys they're not that interested in, and those guys comply. And so as soon as you do what a woman says, she knows you're weak. You see what I'm saying? And as soon as that happens, what goes down is that becomes your norm. You start to think, well, this is what I got to do with every woman. And then that's how you end up interacting with women. And then because you have weak ass game, that's why you get taken advantage of. It's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. That goes back to like the indoctrination that women can do no wrong, but they can't. Like this shit crazy.
Right. I'm telling you, man. So,
yeah, and Natalia, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of live streamers ago, you did with Miles. He said if you like give a woman too much attention, like that's all she needed from you. If you remember that, like he basically said like if you give a woman too much attention before I even meet, like that's all she wanted from me. She didn't even need to go on a date. Yeah. So, yeah.
Right. Because the thing is this: if a woman is not interested in you, like sexually, she's not interested in who you are. The only thing she's really interested in is your attention, which is why she continues to interact with you. But what happens is that now what happens is that she's using you to extract attention out of you. This is why women like when you're in the friend zone, because the friend zone allows a woman to extract male attention without her having to do anything really. So basically he's her slave. He's her lapdog. He's her plaything.
Right.
So we like that because they're like, well, if I can get attention out this guy, then that'll be awesome, and I don't have to reciprocate. So women don't have to reciprocate when they're using you for attention because they know that you are just excited or happy with the fact that she is there and she's existing in the situation with you, but she doesn't have to do anything to earn your attention. So when you give women attention for free, she doesn't have to earn the attention. And then she likes the fact that she can get it for free because that means she doesn't have to do anything. And so what happens is that when a woman is not attracted to you, it's easy for her to extract attention because she knows you're attracted to her. So then she's like, oh, I have this loser over here who's going to buy me stuff, take me out, talk to me on the phone. And what happens is you're giving her a lot of non-sexual attention, which women crave because women know most guys just want to smash on the front end. So if I can get this guy to give me attention without having sex with him, then that's amazing. And women can take as much attention as they can handle, meaning a woman always has more room for attention. A woman always has more room for more attention from multiple guys. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's always going to be.
My question to that real quick is why does she think you're a loser, but at the same time she craves the attention?
Oh, because see, the thing is that male attention is valuable to women.
Right.
So if you give it away for free, then that means that your male attention is not valuable.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. But it's still something. So she still takes the attention because it's attention. But what happens is that your attention can't be valuable because you're giving it to her for nothing. She doesn't have to do anything to get something. So when you have game, what happens is a woman has to take action and do based on your leadership in order to get more of you. So if a woman can get a lot of you without having to follow you, then essentially you're weak. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Right. It's kind of like a kid who's like spoiled like by his parents. And he doesn't have to put any work to get like a car or anything from his parents. They just give it to him so he doesn't value it. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they like the car, but at the same time, because they're so spoiled, they don't even appreciate it like that. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing where when you're in the friend zone, women don't appreciate your time and attention as much as a guy who she's attracted to, who she had to earn getting that non-sexual attention. You see what I'm saying? So if she can get a guy who she likes, because this is the thing, if a woman can get a guy who she really likes to give a shit about her, she's won. Because most guys don't give a shit about women. Let's be honest. You see what I'm saying? On the front end. On the front end. Most guys don't care. And women in the back of their minds know this. which is why they try to find ways to extract attention out of you before sex happens. You see what I'm saying? But again, that only works for guys they're not really that into, because it's easy for them to do that to guys they're not really into sexually. If a woman meets a guy she's into sexually, it's hard for her to not have sex with him. And that's the thing that a lot of guys don't understand. If a woman can easily refuse sex with you, that means she is not highly sexually attracted to you. Right. So if you're dealing with a girl and she's like, oh yeah, we should wait and get to know each other, that's a good sign she's not highly sexually attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple.
No doubt.
You know what's funny, like with the whole like earning attention thing, like I have friends who've done both directions. So I've had a friend who like, he would get with a girl, right? And then they would like hit it off real well, and he would like move in with her within the first week, and they would have a situation, and then it would crash and burn in a few months, and he wonders why. Then I have another friend over here who's my best friend now, and this motherfucker, like, he would only see this girl once a week for like a year or some shit. Like, he wasn't texting her, wasn't calling her, none of that type of shit. And they've been together for a few years, and they're living happily right now. And it's like, exactly, you have to build up to the attention getting, and she loves the fact that he was like that, and she gives him all the respect right now, versus that other guy who rushed into that relationship and it crashed and burned, and she with some other dude, and they're both wondering what the fuck happened. And so, you know, that whole giving too much attention too soon shit, that's just a recipe for disaster, especially if you want it to last longer. You see what I mean? So
no, that's a fact. And that's what I'm saying, where women only truly respect men who they had to earn their attention. It's really that simple. So anytime when a guy, this is why I don't believe in courting. This is why I don't believe in guys being gentlemen and all that other goofy shit. Because what happens is that you're automatically giving a woman a particular type of attention without her having earned it. You see what I'm saying? And when you do that, what happens is that you're setting up a specific expectation that a woman's going to have, and then that makes her not appreciate anything that's going on in the situation as things progress. Because if I meet a woman and I take her to an expensive restaurant on the first date, and I wine and dine her, and I buy her flowers and all this other stuff, what I'm essentially saying is that you deserve all of this just because you exist. Like, you haven't done anything, you haven't said anything, you haven't shown any consistency, and I'm giving you all this just because you're a woman. And that's how society has tricked guys. They've tricked guys into thinking that she should get all this just because she exists. And when you do that, what you do is you spoil women. And then what happens is that when you spoil women, what's going to happen is that she's going to have entitlement. The entitlement is going to cause friction in a relationship. And this is why a lot of guys nowadays are complaining about women. And it's because most guys have rolled out the red carpet for women. Women have got entitled, and then therefore they're responding to that situation, which is why that type of stuff is happening, which is why, guys are having a hard time attracting women, getting women to even just go on a date with them. Because why should the woman go on a date with you and get coffee when this other guy's willing to take her on a trip on the first date? You see what I'm saying? So she's gonna be looking at you like, bro, you need to come correct. I'll be dealing with guys who's taking me out on trips and buying me this. You see what I'm saying? Entitlement. And that's what's called, but again, that's men's fault. You see what I'm saying?
Right, and this is why game is so important, because if you allow like believable women say, like, women be on social media on their stories posting about how much attention they need and all that shit. If you don't have game, like, if you're naive out here, you're gonna fall for that shit, and then you're gonna end up meeting the chick and give her all this attention, and the situation is gonna crash out basically, and you're gonna wonder like, what the hell happened. But,
Exactly, and that's why I say that a lot of guys on the internet who bitch and moan about female accountability don't really understand game, because a woman is supposed to be accountable to herself and her man. Right. And so what happens is that if her man is doing his job, then she will be accountable to him, and then you won't have all this nonsense. See, the reason why women are acting the way they're acting, right, is because these guys aren't accountable. If you were accountable, you would be a leader, and you would lead a woman correctly. And then so all the stuff you're bitching and moaning about would not even exist. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That shit's wild. I think guys forget that like the woman is a reflection of them. So like anytime you're talking to a girl, you're in a situation with them. If she's treating you like shit, you've done something to deserve that shit treatment in most cases. Like
Exactly.
you might be out with your girlfriend and she might look at you a certain way, or she might overtalk you where you're trying to like, you know, order for yourself and get food and shit, and you might look at her funny, but it's like she's doing that because she feels comfortable, and she feels comfortable based off of what your actions have done. You see what I mean? So it's like anytime a girl does something that's against your program, it's because you fucked up in your own program. So get back on your program.
Right. Exactly.
Then things will get better for you in your situation, but it's always coming back to you. Yes, she's her own person. She can make her own decisions. But at the end of the day, if she's doing anything that's against your program, it's your fault.
Right. Exactly. A Satori in the chat said, if guys simp, the women get used to it and expect it. Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is women are used to dealing with weakness. And so all women are doing is they're using guys' weakness to their advantage. The problem is a woman will never be happy in a relationship dealing with a weak man, because she can only go so far with that guy, because there's always going to be something missing. She's always going to feel like something is missing, and what's missing is the masculinity. You see what I'm saying? So women play around with weak guys, but once they're finished playing around, then they realize they're not satisfied because they want a strong man. But in order for a woman to get a strong man, she has to consciously choose and follow a strong man. But most women don't want to do that because that's too scary for them. Because what happens is that they may not actually be equipped to follow a strong man. That's why a lot of times women will choose a guy who's a simp over a guy who's not, because she knows she can control the simp where she can't control the other guy. Because in order for her to follow that guy, she has to follow him, which means she has to submit. And most women are scared to submit, because submitting means that you have to relinquish, right, that leadership. And a lot of women don't like to relinquish that leadership because they're so comfortable leading weak men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue. So, but that's why I tell guys, listen, you have to choose not to be a weak man and be able to lead and guide women so that you'll actually have a strong relationship. Most relationships out here are women who are leading weak men. This is why you have guys that say stupid stuff like happy wife, happy life. This is why guys are sleeping on the couch in their own home because their wife is upset at them. You understand what I'm saying? This is why guys, they say yes, dear, and all this other nonsense, because they're scared of their wives or their girlfriends. You see what I'm saying? And this is what most guys are nowadays, and unfortunately, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, Lucario, you might get kicked off this app, man. You tell them the truth.
I know we're really gonna be like get this guy out of here. Like, get this guy out of here. It's too much.
You know what's crazy about that though? Like about the whole situation is that like a guy will a simp will hear what you just said and say, oh, well, that's why I should be a simp. But but the thing that you have to also remember is that the girl will still fuck the alpha male. She just won't get with that guy.
Exactly.
And she'll get with you, oh, Mr. Simp, and she won't give you that nearly the same amount of like love and attention and that high interest affection that she'd give to that attractive alpha male, because you're like this. So she'll treat you like shit in that relationship after getting her back blown out by that alpha male. So either way, you're not going to win if you're that type of guy, period. You might say, oh, well, you know, he said I should be a simp because that's how I get that hot girl. Yeah, you'll have her, but you won't really have her. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's like either way, you're going to lose that situation. So.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But what time is it? I gotta head up out of here. But yeah, this is cool, man. I might have to do some more of these TikTok lives and shit. I think I could save these. I might post these on YouTube or some shit. You know
Yeah, this is great. It was good running into you.
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah. This is cool because I can invite other people on here and shit and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna figure this stuff out and probably do some more of these in the future. And shout out to and all that other stuff. So shout out to everybody that came through, that dropped by. Shout out to you, Leek. Shout out to you, Alexander. Anita, shout out to you. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit me up. badboymembership.com, masculineidentitymembership.com. Also, we have a screening to my movie, Game Kings 2. So if anybody watching, hit me up on the DM and I'll send you the link. We're going to be in Miami at the end of the month, October 26th. So if you guys want to check out the Game Kings documentary, The Definition of Man. We're talking about masculinity, men understanding their value, all that other stuff. So make sure you guys check that out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I'm about to head up out of here, and I appreciate y'all. Let me see how I end this shit. Let me see how. Okay, there we go. End live. All right, so I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all be safe.
Talking to you, bro.
Peace.